So I've just got home and Jason's here. Say hello, Jason.
Hi.
And we're going to go and start doing the compost and the mulching of the vegetable beds that I've been really keen to get done. And after that, who knows? We'll see. I've got Jason with me for 3 hours. He's told me to use him and abuse him. So that's the plan at least. And then we'll see where we are then. So Jason's up by the compost there. He's going to get that loaded. I'm just going to quickly say hello to my goats. Hello. Hello everybody. I've noticed Sid's got a bit of a limp, so I'll have a look at his feet later as well. Oh yeah, that is nasty. I'll get that trimmed for you later, son. Right, so we're going to just move some compost. I might even have a reweed. There's a few weeds to come out here, so I'll take out the few little ones that need to come out. But we've got garlic coming up here in rows, which is great. So the plan is to basically spread it out all over here, but first...
Start at the end first, isn't it? Where you
Say
are.
again?
Start where you are first, no or not?
Yeah, but the first thing I've got to do is just cut some of these back. So let me get some succateurs. Back here, I've got some runner bean plants all through here. So I'm going to cut them off now, just a few inches above the surface. And then the idea is, once we put the mulch on top, that's going to protect the root system from hard, heavy frosts. And these are then going to be perennialised. These are basically usually grown as an annual, but we're going to have them perennial.
Eat that then.
Yeah, that's where that goes. So all through this section is where our runner beans were that we've just topped off and cut just above the surface. So now we're going to put, as you can see, a healthy dose of mulch over the top. Now this here, this is manure that's been through a biodigester. It's super rich in nutrients, and it's also sterile, so it's got no weed seeds or anything in it, so that's great. So doing this serves two functions. Not only does it protect the ground and protect the roots of those plants that we're trying to overwinter or perennialise, but it also provides a tremendous amount of nutrients which the worms are going to take down into the soil. Now, because I use no-dig gardening methods, you'll notice I'm not digging any of this in, and I won't. I'll allow the worms to do that work for me. By not disturbing the soil, we're allowing all those amazing microorganisms and nutrients and mycorrhizal fungi systems to build up, be super healthy, and they're a far better and a far more sustainable way and a far easier way, far less expensive way, and a far less time-consuming way of getting all the plants the nutrients they need. So it's just better overall. I'm never ever ever, or I have never ever ever, and I don't intend on ever, adding fertiliser to the ground here, beyond this natural organic stuff. Just here, buddy, if you don't mind.
What I'm doing is I'm just bringing the wheelbarrow in, because that's important.
It is important. Just there, mate, if you don't mind.
All of it?
Yeah. You don't mind me filming, do you?
No.
Don't bother you.
No, I just take like the mel afterwards I get.
You don't like all the fan mail you get after
I
the
don't
video?
like it. It's hot putting for me. That's fine. Well, do you reckon? I reckon down there you're gonna need one more.
Yeah, I agree. One more here, and then probably one the other side, maybe. Another advantage of this, actually, now that I've thought, is it's going to allow me to see the weeds more clearly. I'm going to be able to weed it that little bit better now, because it's like a clean, almost like a clean slate, like a blank sheet of paper. So it's going to be much easier for me to see the weeds and keep on top of them. Now I'm coming straight over the top of my garlic down here. As you can see, it's only just starting to come up. So I'm going to keep it really quite low, and I don't think that's going to have an adverse effect on the plants. I could be proved wrong, I might lose a couple. But garlic is something that's so simple to grow, and we grow it in such abundance, and we never have to pay for garlic bulbs or anything like that, that I can afford to lose a few of my garlic plants here without it causing any issues. So I think, Jace, just yeah, that one there, and then that'll do it for this section, and then maybe one more over there that we'll sort of spread out a bit. Brilliant. So what we've been using up until this point has been the manure that's been through a biodigester. Now we've pushed on through our compost pile, we're getting into the compost that we've made ourselves here on site. I don't pay for either of it. I happen to know someone who has asked to remain nameless, who works for a very, very large dairy farm. So that's how I get the basically the byproducts of the biodigester. So I can use it liberally. And I'm struggling a little bit with my wrist here to move it from one side to the other. So I might have to ask Jason to move some of this with a spade or a shovel in a bit. So that's it, we're done. First job done, and I'm so happy. And you can see just the difference it makes to look at it. So gradually I feel like after weeks and weeks of falling behind, I feel like I'm getting my vegetable bed back. You know, I've got a bit of work to do here, but we're okay there. We're productive there, we're productive here, we're productive there, we're productive there, and we're on top of it all. We're on top of it all. I'm so happy. There's a tiny bit of work for me to do up at this end, but it's not urgent. And, you know, I don't think I'll do that now because there's other things that I want to abuse Jason's time for. Namely, the first of which actually is to go and repair our hay net. Because as you know, I struggle with, not our hay net, sorry, our hay rack. Our hay rack's been broken. We've been using hay nets. I really struggle with a hay net, plus we can give them less. So we're going to go and do that. But first, I just want to talk to you about my compost. So Jason's been up here struggling away, doing all the shoveling for me. We've had all of our biodigester byproduct here, which has been the manure, and then from here on has been the compost that we've made. And look, you can see it's all just broken down beautifully into this amazing product, and this is going to increase the humus in the soil, which allows the soil to hold moisture but be free draining, and it's also containing all the nutrients that the plants need. So, you know, this is great. This is great. That top little section, because I don't turn it, we've just moved that over to the next pile as we've gone and been taking out from underneath, but it's broken down great. This has been a year, 1 year's worth of work here. On our way to fix the hay rack now, and because I'm going near where the hay's stored, they all think we're getting some food. I don't know if you can hear the pigs, but they're very vocal and very active as well, following me as closely as they can, because I'm out and about, and they associate that with being fed as well. Here's the hay rack, and as you can see, it's seen better days. There's kind of a theme here. Again, I've not paid for any of this. This has all just been made out of leftovers. This is part of an old bed that was broken up. The wire mesh that sits on the inside was something I salvaged, and these are two old gate hinges that I just bent and fashioned, but it's fallen apart. So this is our next job. I'm not going to be able to lift it, I don't think, on my own. It's a bit of a tricky one to lift anyway, but with my wrists being as they are, I think I'm going to wait for Jason. We're going to lift this out, then I'm going to go and get whatever tools I think we need, and then get this repaired. It is good to see you, my lovely. Oh, scared of you, Chase?
Yeah.
Come up to me. So if you pass that bit up to me, mate. Right. And then this is all attached, look.
Okay,
So
okay.
it's this bit that's got to be lifted. So if you take that end.
Yeah. Yep.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Yep. Perfect. So we've got to go and grab some kit now.
Yeah.
And then just repair this. All right, you bear with us, girls. We've got to go get a drill, a few bits of wood, and then we'll sort this out, all right? If we can cut 2 lengths of it,
Yep.
just under the length of that.
Okay.
grab another 3 or 4 of these, or 4 of these. You only need 4 your end, because your end hadn't fallen apart. Don't go too close to the end, because you'll split the wood. That's it. Vent. This next one. Over here. Okay. You alright? Yeah. So that's that done, and like I say, that's really for our benefit rather than the goats, because it's so much easier to fill than the hay nets, and it holds 3 or 4 times the amount. So yeah, we're making really great progress today. We're getting loads done. So next job then is we're going to go around and do all the rodent bait boxes, which is a weekly job. I have to top them up. We have to just make sure that there's you know, the poison in there. It's not something I like using. I don't enjoy using it, but it's not really something that I haven't found another way of doing it that is effective enough, especially at this time of year when rodents are looking to find their way into warmer areas, you know, and that's your house and your neighbours' houses. So a little rodent poison box everywhere we keep feed, really, and everywhere we keep chickens. So I've got one around the back here. Oh, it's around the other side, just next to where these hens live. And if I give you that key, Jace, and just pop it in the top there, and just so these are the keyholes here. If you pop it in and turn it, and then take the key out, and then do the other side, then it should pop open. There's a bar that runs across, and this side it's clipped in. So we unclip it there. All that rubbish. I've got the rubbish bag there, so if you don't mind opening that for me, we just put all the rubbish in there. I'm not going to be able to do this bit, but if you push that down, so it goes through the packet and out the other side, so that this is like on it like a kebab. So across so you don't go through the red, you just go through the plastic. Okay. And then along. That's it. Yeah, that's it. You got it. All the way along and out the other end. That's it. And then out the other end. And then we do the same with the blue. Yeah. Well, the reason for this bar is it holds the poison in place and it stops a rat from carrying it off with it. So just pierce that through the bag there. Okay. Yep. And then stick one end in there, not too far in. That's it, and then pop the other end down into that clip. And then that's all held in place.
So what, they obviously...
There's poison in there.
They'll bite through that, will they?
Yeah, they will. And they'll nibble through it, and they'll nibble it.
So what scent does it give off for the rats then?
I honestly couldn't tell you. But the bar stops them from taking it off and leaving it elsewhere in the garden where chickens might eat it or whatever. Yep, yeah, you just push it down and it's locked. That's it, on to the next one. So we've got about 8 of these to do, and we do these every week. So we've just done that. We've gone round and done all the... Hello, piggies. Just gone round and done all the poison boxes. Little boys have come to say hello. And Jason is just covering up the compost. So we put this sheet back over it just to help keep some of the warmth in. It's very, very wet in there. You don't need your compost to get too wet. So covering it up is quite often a good idea, particularly in the winter. And the next job we're going to do, we're going to go and wash our hands because we've been dealing with that rat poison. And then we're going to go to the bakery to see if there's any bread for collection. On the way back, whether there's bread there or not, we'll stop off and feed the pigs. Just come up to collect the eggs, and I wanted to show you something else as well. Another huge advantage of having these chickens and this mobile chicken system. So you see out there, one of my fruit trees, with all the weeds around it. Well, that's destined to be, you know, chicken housing shortly. It's going to be the next place these guys go. And look at the job they've done, weeding around them. So I'm really happy about that. I think they've gone a little bit over the top here. I'd rather they didn't go quite so deep, and I'll top that up. You see some of the roots are exposed there. But generally, they've done a great job of weeding around my fruit trees and my fruit plants. So it's just another additional positive side effect of having the hens. I don't know how they've managed to get to so much of it, but they've done a great job of weeding around them. And Jason's doing a great job of collecting the eggs for me. I was able to do the other one, but this one is a bit of a fight. Here they come.
I've only got one word to say.
What's that then?
Pigs.
They are pigs, mate. So I bit the bullet and I bought a couple of bags of pig feed, commercial pig feed, in the last few days, just for two reasons. Oh, double lid. I've done that for two reasons. One, just to take a bit of the pressure off with trying to organise the collection of the bins and the bread and stuff, where I haven't been able to collect as much bread as I otherwise normally would have myself. Number one. And number two is I hadn't actually accounted for that big pig there still being with us when I'd sort of planned, you know, put our winter plan in place for balancing our food supply and our, you know, animal needs. So as a result, I've had to go and buy a couple of bags of pig food, but that's not too bad. We've had these girls since they were piglets, and before these 2 bags of feed, I'd bought one. So in terms of cost, and realistically, you know, I'm gonna try and eke those feeds out. So realistically, from birth to slaughter, these guys have probably cost me, if you forget the cost of the actual weaner and just talk about feed, they probably cost me less than £10 each. So overall, still very happy with that. So we're just bringing the empty bin now back to the car, because the next place we're going to want it will be in the back of the car when we go and fill it up again. And I think that's going to pretty much wrap us up for today. So thanks to Jace, and thanks for watching. If you find these videos valuable, there's several ways you can support them, and the easiest ones are just to like it, leave a comment down below, and press that subscribe button. Also, if you are subscribed, make sure you press that bell so that you get notified every time I release a new video. If you want to support us even more, then check out our Patreon, which is patreon.com/self-sufficient-hub. And however you choose to support us, even if it's just by watching, I really appreciate it. So as always, thanks for watching. Speak to you guys soon.